Today I'm going to be talking about laws for foreign citizens buying real estate property in Brazil. Hello there, my name is Luciano Oliveira. I am a Brazilian attorney. I'm here in Fortaleza, Ceará, and we're going to be talking about Fortaleza's laws for foreign citizens buying real estate property in Brazil. There are laws that are going to apply across the board. It doesn't matter if the buyer is a Brazilian or a foreign citizen, but there are requirements that are going to apply only to foreign citizens. I'm going to give you a few examples now. In terms of documents to be presented, a Brazilian is going to use regular documents that they have in their possession. However, foreign citizens are going to need to legalize their documents so their documents become acceptable by the Brazilian closing authority, the cartório in charge of the transaction. Some of the documents are the passport. The cartório may ask you to have the passport sworn translated. A sworn translation is a type of translation that is done by specific translators who were approved by a state examination. So it's not just like a certified translation. Another requirement, if you are single, you're gonna need to present a recent copy of your birth certificate issued by the department in charge of the birth records in your state. So if you have a 10-year-old birth certificate, it's not gonna work. You're gonna need to order a recent version. In addition to that, you're gonna need to get an apostille. An apostille is issued by the state where you reside. So in the United States, if you were born in California, the birth certificate should have an apostille of the Secretary of State of California. On the other hand, if you were born in New York, in this case, the birth certificate is going to need an apostille from the Department of State in New York, and so on. Some countries, they do not participate in the apostille convention. For instance, the United Arab Emirates, you don't have an apostille over there. In this case, you're gonna need to take your documents to the Brazilian embassy in Abu Dhabi. These requirements, again, they do not apply to Brazilians, but they do apply to foreign citizens. Another example of law that's gonna apply only to foreign citizens is the capital gains tax. So let's assume you buy a penthouse for $1 million. A few years down the road, you sell the same penthouse for $2 million. You're gonna have to pay 15% of the $1 million appreciation on your property. In other words, you're gonna need to pay $150,000 as a capital gain tax. And this does not apply the same to Brazilians. Brazilians also need to pay capital gain tax, but they will have 6 months to roll over the proceeds of the sale into a second property, into another property that they buy. There is no need to pay the capital gain tax. If in 6 months they do not roll over the money into a property, then they also need to pay the 15% capital gain tax. For foreign citizens who are not residents in Brazil, they will have to pay 15% on the spot. In Ceará, there is the so-called Enfiteuse. Enfiteuse, it's something very old that was created when Brazil was an empire, like 200, 300 years ago. And the Enfiteuse basically says when you buy a property, you're gonna be a co-owner along with the federal government. You own 83% of the property and the federal government is gonna own like 17%. Usually, you want to avoid this type of property because when you buy this property, there are two concerns. The first one, you're gonna need to pay the laudêmios. Laudêmios are an additional tax on top of all the other taxes you need to pay for all properties across the board. And the second problem is buyers who buy from you, they are gonna need special authorization from the federal government to get a finance. So if the buyer is gonna buy with finance, then it it becomes a really complex and troublesome process. Therefore, most buyers, they are going to refrain from buying a property that's under Enfiteuse type of property. Another specific regulation for foreign citizens, let's say you want to buy land in the countryside. Maybe you want to buy a small farm or a large tract of land for some other purpose. It's important for you to understand that as a foreign citizen, there's going to be restrictions on the purchase of rural land. Usually, the main restriction is going to be regarding the size of the property that you may buy. And interesting to note, this restriction on size is going to depend on the municipality. There is a different size for every municipality in Brazil. When you're buying a property, you're going to pay the transfer tax, which is going to be between 2 to 4% in Fortaleza. After you buy the property, you're going to need to pay the annual tax, which is going to be between 0.6% and 1.4% of the property value. As we said, there is a capital gain, which is usually 15% of the profit of the gain on the transaction. Other than that, if you are earning income with the property, after you cross a certain threshold, you're going to need to pay income tax as well. There is also legal compliance. In Ceará, there is a lot of regulation related to the environment, particularly if you are building by the beach outside of Fortaleza, like in the smaller cities and villages. There is a craziness about environmental regulation, and to make things even more challenging, you have both the municipality and the state with different laws and rules, and both of them are gonna chase you if you want to build a property by the beach. Usually the municipality is gonna be more accommodating in terms of allowing constructions by the beach. The state, not so much. The municipality, they also have an interest that you build something, because whatever you're building, you are creating jobs, and of course, it's one more source of income for the city. The state, on the other hand, they don't have this kind of direct interest on the construction by the beach, so they tend to be more aggressive in terms of applying the rules and chasing those who are building constructions by the beach. All in all, there are many legal aspects in a property acquisition in Fortaleza and Ceará in general. Our recommendation is that you have an attorney working with you at least on the key aspects of the transaction. Some clients, they want an all-inclusive approach, so we take them by the hand and handle the entire acquisition process. Other clients, they actually enjoy the process and they are going to hire us for the key points of the transaction, like reviewing the deed, reviewing the contract, helping with the due diligence, and reviewing the transfer deed before they actually sign at closing. So I hope this video was helpful. If you have questions about this team, write your questions in the comment section. I hope you like our video and follow us for more tips.